Clearing limiting beliefs early on can help save a teenager's life because they can take these habits and limiting beliefs into adulthood, which will sabotage not only their high school, their college, possibly even their careers and their marriage. In this video, I'm gonna share with you a simple process that I use with my clients to help clear limiting beliefs forever, and it's super simple. Stay tuned. Welcome to Rahz Motivates here on YouTube. My name is Rahz Slaughter from 𝐻𝐓𝐇.com, as well as the author of Student Success Secrets. Unlock the 7 secrets for developing inspired and motivated and success-driven teens. You can pick up a copy of that on Amazon, or you can click the link inside the description and grab a copy. This channel is dedicated to helping parents and teens navigate the crazy world we live in today, and more importantly, teach them specific strategies for shifting their mindset, setting goals, and becoming success-driven, and more importantly, improving their confidence so that they can create the best version of themselves. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited for your journey. Please consider to subscribe, hit that button right below, or hit that little bell which lets you know anytime I upload a new video to the channel. Now this video today we have on is all about clearing limiting beliefs. And I can promise you the strategy that I'm gonna share with you will change your teen's life, but more importantly, allow you to assist them in clearing the past and creating the future. Let's get into this video. The first thing I want you guys to understand are what are limiting beliefs. See, limiting beliefs are any thought that comes back and forth and is repetitive. And it can be created early on in life, or it can be developed from an event, an experience, or something that someone says to your child. They start to believe that thought. Now here are a couple limiting beliefs that I've heard from clients that I've worked with. I'm not as smart as him. Things don't come easy for me. Life is a battle. Everything is a struggle. I'm not as pretty as her. I'm not as athletic as him, right? And these limiting beliefs hold your child back from their true potential because they never get out the gate. They never want to try because they're afraid of failing or being criticized, or even worse, they're more afraid of what are other people going to say about them, and then they don't like and want to do anything about it. These limiting beliefs not only can hamper them throughout school, college, into their careers, and into their marriages. If they don't understand how to get rid of them, instantly change those limiting beliefs to positive, empowering ones so that they can thrive and not just survive. That is what limiting beliefs are. Now, where do limiting beliefs come from is the second part that we need to know. If you're a parent, I want you guys to watch up and listen closely. A lot of limiting beliefs come from us as parents because we bring our limiting beliefs that we adapted as children into our adulthood and parenting. And we don't even realize it. It's the slightest thing that we say to a kid when they don't know. They're reading our body language. They're listening to the tonality of what we're saying to them. You know, little Johnny comes home and he gets a D and we look really disappointed. They take that information in, process it, hold on to it, and understand that that D represents something negative in their lives. So they'll do everything to avoid that pain ever again. But here's the thing, if they don't believe that they actually can get a B or an A, then they start to self-sabotage themselves. And if they do this over and over, it can transpose from one thing in their life to another. So from school to athletics to life. So we as parents must invest our time, energy into learning how to teach our teens how to shift negative beliefs, turn them into empowering ones so that they can thrive. And that's what this video is about, and that's what I'm gonna share with you in the 5 simple steps to changing limiting beliefs into powering, inspired, motivated beliefs. So parents, let me ask you a serious question. What limiting beliefs have held you back in school? Maybe even in your career or life? What limiting beliefs may be even holding you back in your marriage, your fulfillment? See, if you can understand and uncover what limiting beliefs may be holding you back, you'll be able to see them in your child, feel them in yourself, most importantly, hear them when they state things like, you know what? I'll never be able to get an SAT score of 1300, or I'll never be able to make that varsity team. it's so important that we as adults and parents understand the visual of what these limiting beliefs look like, what they sound like, and we can witness in our children's bodies when they're experiencing them. But the only way we'll be able to do that is if we do the work and we find out what are our limiting beliefs. So what I want to challenge you to do today is in the comment box, engage with me. Write one limiting belief that has held you back in your life, and if you have figured out a way to overcome it, even better, share that. If not, I'll respond to your question and try to give you a specific strategy to help you shift that belief now so that it never holds you back any further. Go ahead right now. I want to make sure that you get in the comments and let me know what is that one limiting belief that held you back either in high school, college, or life. So let me share with you a couple of my limiting beliefs. Life is a battle. Can you imagine having that as a limiting belief? Everything I did in my life, whether it was in junior high school, or college, if I saw life as a battle, it was always a fight. It was always a tug of war. That internal conflict showing up in my life definitely would not allow me to be successful. What about this one? Money is only for certain people. Money is hard to get, right? Problems follow me. If I kept those limiting beliefs about life, can you imagine what my life would have been like? I wouldn't have been able to help the thousands and thousands of clients that I've helped. I wouldn't have been able to open the 5 personal training studios. I wouldn't be able to help your teen right now because I would be holding on to a limiting belief that's holding me back and not allowing me to move forward with power and passion. So it's obvious now, I'm sure, you understand what limiting beliefs are. You understand how they affect your children over their entire life. And now you've thought a little bit about your own limiting beliefs. You're probably saying, Rahz, what is the 5-step process? I get it. It's important to understand that limiting beliefs can hold us all back. But how do I shift this and help my team so that they can thrive and not just survive? Well, let's get into the 5 simple steps for clearing limiting beliefs. Step number 1, I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to pick a belief or a event or topic that's limiting. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say school. Let's say that your kid is a junior in high school and they're studying for the SATs. And they have a limiting belief that they can't get anything above 1,000. Write that down. That is step 1. Okay, so now we have the SAT is our topic, right? Let's write down underneath that step 2, every limiting belief about that. I didn't study enough. I'm not smart at math. I don't write well. I didn't study enough of my vocab. We need to write every single thing about that limiting belief that I can't get above an 1100 score on the SATs, because we need to unpack it all and clearly understand what are the limiting beliefs holding us back before we can clear it and replace it. Step number 3 is awesome here. It's a question. And this question is really to peel back the onion so that we can clearly understand what the limiting beliefs are. Now, here's the question. Is this limiting belief about the SAT a fact or a feeling? Is it a fact or a feeling? See, if it's a feeling, we know in our mind that we create feelings in our head. And those feelings lead to emotions. Those emotions lead to our actions and decisions. And then those decisions and actions lead to our results. So if we have a limiting belief and it turns into a feeling, then it turns into an emotion. Then it turns into our decisions not to study because we just decided that we weren't good enough, we weren't smart enough. Then it turns into the result, which is not above 1100 or 1000, right? So here's what I want you to understand. Once we uncover what it is, because we know that it's not a fact. If you study, if you do the work, you get up early, you stay up late, you study your vocabulary, you practice the test, you learn the strategies, anyone can get above 1000. But they just have to be willing to do the work. See, a lot of people allow themselves to be at effect, which is reasons and excuses, rather than cause, which is responsibility and results. I want you to hear that. See, if you're living at effect, it's reasons and excuses. If you're living at cause, it's going to be responsibility, taking it, and results, the ones you want to create. So it's important that we figure this out. When you help your team understand the difference between feelings and facts, this is going to lead us to step number 4. Awesome, we're doing great. Step number 4 here. So it's easy now. We've uncovered, I want you to take a big circle and just basically circle, this is a feeling, because it's not a fact. Scratch out fact, circle feeling. Once we uncover that it's a feeling, we know that we can change our feelings, and that's what the next process is all about. Changing the feelings. That limiting belief over here on the left-hand side, I want us to know, we gotta look at ourselves, we gotta think about that one experience where we didn't feel like we were smart, or we didn't feel like we were motivated, or we didn't feel like we were tall enough, whatever it is. We're gonna use the example of the 1000 on the SATs. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna go, you know what, Rahz? I know that this is just a feeling. It's not a fact. And then I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm gonna thank myself. Yes, I'm gonna thank myself for understanding that feeling like that was an actual way for me to protect myself, to protect my feelings, to protect my identity, and I no longer need this limiting belief. And then I'm going to release it. Yes, so I'm gonna thank myself, then I'm gonna release it. And how we do that is all we have to do is close our eyes, simply think about this experience, this topic, this limiting belief, and say, you know what, I forgive myself. Thank you so much for protecting me, but I no longer need this limiting belief, and I release it. And it's gone. See, when we do this technique, what we're doing is we're taking it from here and we're allowing ourselves to be in that experience, associated with that experience. Now when your team goes, okay, you know what? I know I can do better, but the final of the steps is step number 5. See, now we got rid of it, we need to replace it. And we're gonna replace it with a positive, empowering new belief. That is the close. So you close your eyes and I want you to think, what is the best case outcome that I wanna create? See, I said I want to create. And when you put it there, I see myself getting a 1300 on the SATs. In order to get that 1300, I need to do this. And that's when we chunk down and we get the steps. I need to study this. I need to work on my math. I know that if I get some strategies, I might hire a coach or a tutor. These are the things that are gonna help me get to that goal up here, right? So once we know this is the process, it's a simple 5-step process. Step number 1, you want to find out what is the limiting belief. Write it down. Step number 2, I want you to think about and write down all the limiting beliefs that are attached to that so that you can understand clearly there are no more excuses and there's just results. Step 3, we're going to understand what is it. Ask ourselves, is it a feeling or a fact? We're gonna uncover that it's not a fact, it's a feeling, and we know we create our feelings. And then step 4, we're gonna thank ourselves for the protection, we're gonna release that limiting belief, and step 5, we're gonna bring it all together and we're gonna create a new and inspired and empowered belief. And this new and inspired, empowered belief is gonna come with steps to help us create the result we want in life. And that is my powerful 5-step process for clearing limiting beliefs and turning them into empowered and inspired beliefs. This is the final part. Now that you've gotten your new belief, I want to make sure we test it so that you can feel what you should feel like, see what you should see, and most importantly, if it's something amazing, I want to hear you celebrate how awesome it feels to have this new, inspired, and empowered belief. Parents, make sure you do this as well so that you can lead from the front and show your team how they can create their own beliefs just by the power of their mind. See, that is the key. I want to make sure that you get fully associated with it and you invested time and energy into doing this. And all you got to do is repeat this with every limiting belief you have, and over time, I promise you, if you practice, rinse, repeat, you will eliminate them and it'll become autonomous. When it comes to anything that comes in your mind, you let it go out because you understand that it's usually a feeling and not a fact, and we create our feelings. If you got any value from this video, please do me a huge personal favor. Find someone that you could share it with because it's so important. It'll help me grow this channel, get to reach more teens and parents, and more importantly, allow me to reach my goal, which is to reach 1 million teens and inspire them to create the best versions of themselves. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and that notification so you never miss another upload. And remember, I asked you a question. What is one negative limiting belief that's held you back in your life, whether it was school, athletics, or your life today? In the comment box, put it there. I can't wait to see all your comments and most importantly, respond to them and give you some strategies that I've used with the thousands of clients that I've worked with in my career. Until the next video, as always, stay motivated, but most importantly, live a powerful life. Boom, I'm out.